Alright guys, time to make some cuts. Gonna do 3, 1, 2, 3. May as well get all the rot out. 3 patches to weld in is not so bad. I might end up joining them all into one. Depends how I'm feeling. We got carried away cutting, so we cut out the whole arch from in here. We're cutting out that plate there, cut a load out the back, the heel plate, and we cut a load out the back of the valance. We're just offering up this replacement panel here, and also cut out the bottom of the boot floor. So yeah, we're gonna have to make up some parts to fill these in. Now you can see the spot welds in here now. One arch back together. Right, just sorting out alignment. So what we've got is a subframe back up under here through the front mounts and obviously the rear mounts. So we'll put that panel in, and then we're going to use this piece of the jig along with the main piece of the rear jig, and what that does is it bolts into here and across to the other side, but also into the holes in the parcel shelf up here. And then that basically means we can put the long bolt through there, bolt it down, and it pulls the arch up into the hole. So although we're not using the whole jig, we'll be able to make use of that part of the jig. So yeah, that's going to get us all lined up. We'll come back when we've got it in there. Okay, we're in the boot fitting the rear part of the rollover jig, and that is because it will give us a fixed distance between the shock mount, which obviously we've taken out of the car and put back in on that side, and the parcel shelf. So we've got the parcel shelf nuts done down tight. I'm just going to do these ones up here and here, and then I'll come back and show you the difference in the height of the arches, and then we'll do it up on that side to make sure it's in the right position. Okay, that's got these ones done up. So here you can see this is almost sitting down nicely. I haven't done that up yet. Whereas on that side, you can see the arch is probably a good centimetre low. Let's just get them done up, and then I'll try and film as I do this one up, and it will pull the arch in. So as I do this up, you should see this arch rise. Try and keep my hand out of the way. Is it lifting up? Hopefully you saw this arch being pulled up, and because I've got this clamped to the bottom of the arch, it was actually pulling up this piece of floor. So we're just trying to get that piece of floor and that arch in the right place. Then I can draw all the lines, see where the cuts need to be, figure out how to sort that bracket out over there. That's the jig in place now. Everything's tight. So that arch should be positioned pretty much perfectly. We've had this panel in here all clamped up and everything, and I had it bolted through the subframe. I've sprayed paint along the lines all around the edge, so now we're just going to pull him out, leaving the arch in place if we can, and yeah, and then we'll cut it to size. So these two bolts are out, so hopefully, yeah, it looks like it's going to come. Pull the subframe down slightly. And there she is. Okay, now we've got this panel out. You can see the marks from the spray paint. So that gives me an exact line to cut to. So I can make this exactly the right size to fit in there, or a nice butt weld this time. Here's how we're fitting now then. So it's a little bit too tight, as I say, but it is actually butted all the way along. Right, get the paint off this bit where it needs to be welded. So lots of places here. The skinny one comes over the top. Here it will weld onto there. This piece will weld onto the back of the arch, and we'll need a couple of holes here to weld it down onto the top of the heel board when the heel board's here, which will be much later, but we'll go ahead and make a couple of little holes in that now. Here we have the first bit of steel we're measuring up for position. So I'm using my depth gauge on my calipers off of the heel board here to compare this measurement to the other side, so we can get that in exactly the right position. Then once this is in, then obviously it's going to give us this curve here for this repair later. So it's a bit tidying up to do in there. Mark where this is because it's in the right place now, and then yeah, we'll be able to weld in a bit of new steel. Couple of little repairs then. Not very impressed because I've just been doing upside down welding up under here. See all the penetration. So we've just replaced this section so we have something to weld the arch onto, and also this piece here. We'll deal with that bit as well in a little bit, but that's going to be part of a full replacement from there to there like that. So just that section. Anyway, next up will be that lovely panel going in up in there. So we'll get him in. He's next on the list. Only be welding that inside edge there with those 4 holes plugging onto the companion bin, and then obviously this front edge here will get welded onto the back of the arch when the arch goes up in there. Well, he's clamped in ready to weld, but I can't ignore this opportunity with the arch being out to deal with this patch that's missing here. So I'm gonna grab the cardboard and then the metal, and then we're just gonna make that. Clean it up in a minute, see if it fits. So here we have one replacement wheel arch now. So we've replaced this section completely, added back on the 2 brackets. Got this all painted up, prepared to go in the car. Various holes drilled in it for mounting and plug welding back onto the car. So the next job is just to get it all offered up and then start welding it in. Right, you'll probably see a bunch spot welds here now. So that's welding on the closing panel underneath. This one up in here. That's all going to be brand new. See the back part of it up there. And then obviously we have the new floor section, spaced out by these excellent clamps that you can get, which will give you the exact, well, pretty much the exact spacing for your nice weld to go in. Obviously we got that panel welded in there now, so the additional patch that we added, that pushes up, it does push up into there to weld that in to one piece. We've got the repair section on the bottom of this bracket to give us a piece to weld down onto the floor nicely. So you just need to get the arch up in the hole now, and it will fill that in, and then we'll be able to do various plug welds from the inside and plug welds from the outside. Obviously we've got our repair section here as well, and these pieces all prepared to enable us to spot weld the arch to them. And then this section will be pretty close, obviously that piece, but that's going to be more doorstep, and this piece getting fixed. So let's get the arch up in there. Here we are, subframe back up, all ready for welding now. Won't get fully welded now because I haven't got the gas to do that. Perfectly lined up hole here. Everything looks like it will meet up nicely, and obviously, as I say, the subframe is up under here. So now I'm going to get this panel and this floor filling panel tacked in, and then after that we'll get the arch back up in there. But we know that fits because we test fitted it before. Okay, we're just getting these welds done in here. Shine the light from underneath. I've got a few pinholes there just to solve with the welder, so we'll get onto that, and then yeah, we'll be getting close in the boot here. Bit of rust cure all around here now that these are welded in, and some obviously over here where we've been doing other work. We'll wipe that down when it's dried, and then we'll get some paint on, and then I'll show you around all the stuff that we've done in this sort of first stage of fixing up the back end of the car. But where do you stop? Could have put a whole boot floor in, I suppose. Said on the last one that I regretted not doing that. I probably regret not doing it on this one now, won't I? Anyway, it'll be solid when I get to the end of this. So yeah, next up, some paint in here, I think. Okay, I think we've got enough now to finish up this video and show you where we've got to with the repairs. We've got a bit of new metal in there now, and you know, some progress that's being made. So here we've got the arch. We've spot welded it all along the seam here, including the new bits that we added on to the quarter panel. So you can see this section here is new, and then this section down the back here is new, including that piece in there. So you can see obviously we've done welding all through here, we've done welding along here onto the closing panel. This has all been spot welded along the bottom not sure if you can see those spot weld marks. There was an extra section placed in the corner here where this back panel was a bit worn out because we didn't actually replace that section, only this section over the top here. Let's go and have a look in the boot. Okay, here we are in the boot then, and we've got a couple of sort of banana shaped repairs going on in the wheel well here, and then over that side obviously we'll see the whole new floor section that I put in. Right, so the first one is that section around there, and then the second one down here. Not the best welding ever, to be honest. It wasn't the easiest because some of the floor that we left in, although we cleaned it all back on the top here back to good metal, it was actually on the other side still slightly surface rusty, which meant that the welding didn't go quite so well. But this is fine. It's all going to be under stone chip. Might even put a little tiny skimmer filler over it, just to neaten it up a little. So those are all good. And then over here, obviously you can see that we've now got the arch back in, all repaired. So, you know, spot welded all around there to join this new section onto the piece we retained. Got the old water bottle bracket back on. This whole piece here is the new floor section in there. So that's all gone in pretty well. And then we've seam welded all the way along here. Similar situation to those over there. Not the easiest welding to this old floor, but it's in and it's all strong, so we're pretty happy with that section. There is now all ready to go, except for one more piece. If I can find it, here it is. So we'll be adding that bracket there in the not too distant future, which is why this is in weld through primer here, but I did actually overspray it there, so I have to sort that out again because I like doing things twice. What's left is to investigate this little corner down here. You can see it's starting to go right in the edge there, right in the corner I should say, and I want to change the sort of 3-piece closing panel that goes onto the valance and is the strengthener underneath here. So we're going to try and get that out, and we obviously also need to finish fixing over here and making sure this is all good as well. Here's a little from the inside then. Now we can see a square patch went in here, a patch went up in this corner. Obviously reattachment of the back seat and the companion bin down here onto the arch that we took out. We'll need a lot of seam sealer and various things, but obviously more repairs to be done. Down there is the new closing panel ready to be welded onto the new heel board when we do that, and obviously there's a fix in the corner of the quarter panel. So still a bit to go on the rear of the car here, just trying to get it stabilized, put a bit of primer over the bits that I have already done. Obviously it'll be a while until the next video, but hopefully we'll have the back end finished up in that one. I won't get as far as doing the heel board ends up there. Oh, can't point. The heel board ends up there because heel board ends will be part of the floor work, so we can't do the floor work until we've done a new step. Yep, so thanks for watching. As I say, we're not showing everything on this car, but yeah, here's a bit of an update of where we got to. There will be some more exciting things
much further down the line with this car, but we've got to stabilise the body first. Thanks guys, bye for now.